Hello, my name is Fennec, and if you're new to my channel, which if you're watching this, then you probably are. My name is Fennec, I am a YouTuber from California, and I make primarily Minecraft videos. I am also someone who does kind of everything. I make Minecraft videos, I also do painting and art, singing, music production, game development, writing. If you name it, I've probably tried it at some point. You probably know this, but just in case you're confused what's going on, basically someone made a video on a Tumblr post where somebody described an idea that they had for a dating sim, and I just said that, I posed the idea, maybe I should make it. Well, there's like 2,000 people that really want me to make this game now. I asked you, what are your most burning questions about this game? And I'm gonna go ahead and answer them while I do this time lapse. Let's get started. Probably gonna start out with mostly... By far, the most asked question, and the thing people are most concerned about is there going to be queer representation in this game? And the answer is an overwhelming, of course there is. Because I don't think I've talked about it. I don't necessarily hide it, but I don't really think I've ever directly said it, but I am queer. I am bi and gender apathetic. So, of course there is going to be. Even if I wasn't, of course it would be the right thing to do. So, rest assured, you will be able to date anyone and everyone you please. There is also the idea being tossed around. I think someone else was talking about this, about like, will you be able to change people's gender? And I was like, I was going to have just you be able to date whoever you want. If you don't want to date them, then don't date them. But I think it could be interesting if every single character had a masculine option, a feminine option, and a gender neutral option. Which I don't know. I don't know how difficult that will be to code, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's getting tight. How are you planning on making the quiz in the beginning? The answer, I've really thought about this and I really want to make like an in-depth quiz, but honestly, I just don't know what would be the best way. I thought of a couple different options. Main problem with this idea is that I really want this quiz to be able to really hone in on what makes every person unique. So the answer, I did also think of perhaps use the 16 personality test. I'm still tossing around different ideas about how exactly I'm going to do this. Should I bring that with me? No. Okay. So the answer is I'm probably just going to keep it very basic questions. What I'm kind of thinking at the moment is that we'll have a few basic stats. So I have things like energy level and happiness and like intelligence, things that everyone is going to have some level of. But then you'll have what I'm calling badges right now, which will be like specific traits. Like if you've ever played The Sims, you get to pick like a few different badges. I don't know if they're badges, but that's basically what they are. Like you have things like heavy sleeper, overeater or something, workaholic, things like that. And oh wait, does it have to go forward one? Yes, it does. So I don't know. The answer is it's still in development and I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work. Next question. Are you making all of this solo? Yes. I might get some help from like some of my friends who can help me with certain things like voice acting and stuff, which I can also do, but obviously you don't want one person doing every single voice. But in general, yes, I probably will be doing most of this solo, because honestly that's just how I work best. Well, that was weird. That was oddly in sync. Okay. Next question. A girl dating sim must have the mandatory Sunday. She may not win this round, but hopefully she wins round 2. Or the next 2. In the next 2? I can't read today, apparently. Yes. You can't have a dating sim without some kind of tsundere. So she'll make it in at some point. And it's also good to keep in mind that when I ask a question like this personality, that's not going to be like their defining trait. Because if a tsundere doesn't make it in a vote, it's going to make it in at some point. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. There's also probably going to be a yandere for the same reason. It's kind of just comes with the territory. I suppose you're asking about the love interest, which is actually the character you play as. Yes. So, even though they are the love interest, because the roles are kind of reversed in this game, you are going to be playing as a love interest, and it does get into some weird logic about how that's going to function exactly. It is definitely a challenging... Is that even? Yes, it is. Next question. Dude, I'm so lucky to have found you. I love the concept, and Fennec foxes too, and also secret furry love interest. Yes, sorry, got distracted. I don't know, what else is new? Fennec foxes, first of all, yes, Fennec foxes. I have met a few other different Fennec fox YouTubers. I know like a cosplayer one, and like I think an art one. And as far as the secret furry love interest, I did respond to it, but I'm going to say this again, I did not plan on that, but it does also kind of come with the territory, strangely enough. Like the, if any of you have played like Crush Crush, that one has a furry. And, you know, I want to cater to everyone. I think everyone should have the type of character they like. That's the point of a dating sim, right? So that's a long way of saying yes, there probably will be. But I don't think I'm going to do like a typical one, like a wolf or something, like maybe something different, right? I don't know. We'll see. What engine are you making it in? That's a really good question. It depends on how ambitious this project needs to be. Ideally, I would like to use the same engine I always use, which is ClickTeam Fusion, because that's just the one I know how to use. But if it gets to be a little too much for ClickTeam, because ClickTeam is a little bit limited, then I might have to go back and brush up on my C# and learn Unity again. But we'll see. So the short answer is it's undecided as of right now. Okay, next question. Wait, if we're going to be the love interest, then why would there be 3 of them? You know, I wish I had a good answer for that. The real answer is I just want a lot of options for players. I guess one of the other benefits of that is that you can have like a lot of different like playthroughs and stuff, right? Like you select your character, like if you were going to do a fighting game. I know it's a little strange, but this whole concept is a little strange, so it's going to be a little outside of the box thinking to make this work. Like, what else I was thinking about on this very similar note is if, like, for example, Leslie, who's the first character, the one in the sports bar that you guys all voted for, if she's going to have this loving but firm personality, how does that translate to how you can play? And I guess the most simplest answer is that the kinds of dialogue that she'll have and the options that you'll have when playing as her will follow that personality trait. I think makes the most sense. This game is going to be a little bit of a strange one, but I guess that's what makes it a good game, right? Would you need any kind of team? Okay, I have been getting a lot of this one, and I did kind of talk about this already, but I kind of prefer doing things alone because that's just easier for me and just simple logistically. And I know most people don't even want to get paid, but then, you know, it creates a whole complicated like web of people wanting to get paid and not get paid, and then what if someone changes their mind, and it becomes a big thing. Sleep. Okay, so to answer your question, I'm not looking for anyone right now, but if any of you want to support me, honestly, the best way is to just support my YouTube channel. Just, you know, watch these Minecraft videos and share it with a friend, stuff like that. That's what would help me the most if you want to see this game get fully realized. Is that too many slabs? Maybe. Okay, next question. Hello, do you happen to have a Discord server for your channel? No, I do not, unfortunately. That is a very good idea, and I should be making one soon. My sibling is probably going to be moderating it, but No, not right now. That would be a perfect place to like post. When we do have it, it'll be a perfect place to post like, you know, little teasers and maybe demos and tracks and little stuff for people to enjoy before the game comes out. So it will happen eventually, just not now. Okay, next question. You're actually making it? Yes, I am actually making it. I've actually always wanted to make a dating sim, so this kind of just makes sense. It's like I've always wanted to make a dating sim, but I've just never had a reason to actually make a dating sim, and now I kind of do. So, yeah, I think I got a couple like this, actually. People seem to be very surprised, because it is a very common thing that people are like, oh, you should make that, and then they just don't, despite the fact of being able to. So, yeah, yes I am. Okay, next question. Is there any storyline you plan on adding to the game? Yes, but again, it's going to be difficult to make a storyline that makes sense but also fits with multiple combinations of characters. Because originally I was thinking just 3 characters with one protagonist, but now if there's going to be, you know, maybe a dozen or 24 characters, and each one of them can be different genders and identities, making, you know, them all with unique personalities and have the story make sense might be a little difficult, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. Right now, the tentative story is that you're a new person who moves into an apartment building, and I guess you're just trying to get your life together. I guess that's a generic enough story that it could fit any group of people, right? I don't feel like there's anyone that would alienate. Come on. Okay, next question. Okay, will you be able to play it on mobile? I would love to be able to play it on mobile, but I'm going to say no for right now, just because I don't want to promise something and then not follow through on it. And making a mobile port is a very big commitment. So hopefully, but I'm not going to promise anything. Right now, my priority is just making the game. How are you planning to do the whole dating yourself aspect of the game? Like I said, it's a strange kind of concept. So I think when it comes to like dialogue, I really would like to have dialogue for every kind of personality, but I worry that it might be a little much. So I have to figure out how to make it so that way you can still have your personality and have things that accurately reflect things and that you like and don't like. I don't know. It's someone also suggested that like you can like change who you're playing as from day to day, so you can like try out different characters and stuff, but when you get into the late game, then you have to pick like one person and like just commit to that character, which I kind of like. Because it's also kind of reminiscent of dating, right? You talk to different people, but as you start to approach the end game, quote unquote, in dating, you have to just kind of pick one person. So that does kind of make sense. And it's a little bit more fun than forcing people to play the entire game from scratch just to try out a different character. But yes. Okay, next question. Can we customize the person we play as too? Which, in this case, you're referring to the love interest after the switch. And the answer is yes, but I have to think about how you're going to actually do that, because every character has a set and like defined style and personality. So that's wrong. Okay. Loki, what names are you thinking of? If you don't have one, you should make a poll where people can decide. That's a very good idea, because I'm notoriously bad at like choosing names. It takes me a long time to actually come up with a name I'm satisfied with. And I want to also give people an opportunity to like leave their mark on the game. Like, you know how Undertale, when Toby Fox was making Undertale, he let people like put characters into the game, and people had a lot of like input to how the game turned out. Should I just leave that open? Actually, you know what? I kind of like that. It's safe, right? Oh, it should be safe. Next question. Okay. How are you planning on going into the person you're trying to date, their hobbies? Yeah, that's kind of the difficulty, is that everyone's tastes are so unique that I think the badge system is probably going to be... You're still sorting. Okay. I got distracted. I'm going to try to add as many different hobbies and interests as possible. But obviously there's going to have to be a limit, because there's only so much you can put into one game. But I want to make it diverse. So the answer is hopefully very customizable. Now, for updates concerning what's going to happen with the channel, the answer is I'm still going to be doing Minecraft videos, because that is primarily what I make. But spliced with those is going to be devlogs and like little sneak peeks and tracks and stuff. So, yeah, keep a lookout for both things. And remember, if you really want to support this game, the best way is just spread like the word about this game, number one, and number two, just watch some Minecraft videos of mine. That's honestly, that really motivates me and it really helps me out. So drop any more questions you have in the comments below. I'll try to answer them all, but I'm a very forgetful person. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and forevermore, adieu.